me a moment. Let me open up everything so it can be smooth sailing. Okay, we have it here. So where did we end last time? Me a moment. Let me open up everything. Okay, so where did we end last time? I believe we ended here, right? So, first of all, does anybody have any questions or like any worries? Should move this here. Does anyone have any questions or any worries? Hello.
Please, the other time I wasn't having a PC at the moment, so can we please start over?
Okay.
Okay, thank
But
you.
while during the weekend, is it weekend? What day is it today? Today,
Friday.
okay. Today is Friday, yeah.
Yeah,
During the week, did you have any issues? Like, did you try studying?
yeah. I did the quiz. I don't know if you received it.
Oh, I think my colleague is in charge of it. What's his name?
Oh,
Ernest. Ernest is
okay,
in charge of the quiz. So, oh, but he will let you know the results tomorrow.
okay,
So today is supposed to be a tutorial, right? I'm supposed to answer your questions.
okay.
That's why we're here, right?
Yes, please.
All right. You don't have to add please at the end of the statement,
It's
Mister.
just that that's how it is. That's why. I'm so sorry.
All right, no problems. Mr. Ransford, Felix, any questions? Rosalia, I was having a chat with Rosalia. I hope that's how your name is pronounced, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, please. Thank you, please. So now, please, we are supposed to continue, but I don't know what to do because you guys are not telling me the problems you have. Or should we continue? Like the next topic? It's not going to be fair to people that are joining tomorrow, right?
Yes, definitely it's not going to be fair. Maybe you can just quickly brush through what we did on Sunday, um,
Okay.
a summary of it, because even for me, I was at work, so I didn't really
Mm,
follow it that much. Yeah, but I mean, Fridays I'm home, so it's much easier.
okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'll just go through what we did. So I gave so much assignment. I believe no one has done it. If we're here now, it means nobody has done it. Because if anybody did the assignment, the person will have, you guys will have so many questions. Anyways, yesterday, last week, I believe Sunday, we were supposed to do, or like we introduced Python or programming as a whole, and the idea was to understand what programming is all about and how we can use it, uh, for data analysis, which I understand is a theme of this gathering, right? So I introduced what programming is, what Python is, in the sea of other languages, right? Because I said programming is like it's a way to communicate to the computer, and Python is just one language. Just like we have so many languages that we communicate amongst ourselves, uh, Python is one of those languages that we use to communicate with the computer. And in every language we have a syntax, and we have semantics. Semantics are the meaning. Syntax is how you write the language. So in Python, last week I really enjoyed it towards the end because I saw people. I remember Rosalia was one of the people that was responding, and they had some errors with semantics. So sometimes, sorry, with syntax. So this is the correct syntax, but sometimes you can make a mistake and forget the inverted comma or whatever that is, the quote, and then you have an error. So this is syntax error. Like it's kind of saying something like in English language, it's like saying a orange. You know, you cannot say a and then you have the vowel sound, right? So this is the same thing here. But semantics is now how do you take all this syntax and make sense out of it? Like this is a semantic error. Saying something like let's say x equal 0, y equal 1, and then say z is equal to x minus y. It's true that like in there are I mean there's a particular class for this error, but generally you can call it a semantic error because here, even though the syntax is right, this is not normal. 0 divided by 1 doesn't exist. So you're going to get an error. Like this normally doesn't work, but in your programming, like your compiler is not going to scream at you because your compiler only understands um like it's only there to vet your syntax error. Your semantic error is what human being or the sense from your code. So like your compiler, what I mean by compiler is now like the medium of exchange. You're communicating between two people, right? Say if I'm talking to you, I bring out information from my like I say something, and then you listen to it and you decipher it. You bring out the meaning. You understand what I mean. If I'm saying something, say for example, I am happy, but with a frowning face, like angry, you will understand that okay, even though like my words read happy, like my communication as a whole is not happy, right? So then my syntax is correct because I'm using the right words, but the meaning of what I'm saying is wrong, like it's distorted, right? So that's the whole idea of syntax and semantic errors. And we started last week by understanding Python's syntax. We did a few things, and sorry, and what I was trying to emphasize there was the compiler or the interpreter. In programming, we have two. Let me say, like when I communicate to you, what makes you understand the words that come out of my mouth is that you have a brain that translates it in some sense. So your brain is like the interpreter. Your brain is the compiler, right? It takes the information that I am trying to communicate with you, the verbal and non-verbal cues, and it translates it so you understand me. So in the same way in programming, we have compilers and interpreters. I'm not going to get into the details of each, unless somebody wants to know, then we can Google it and read through them. But they operate differently, okay? And each programming language has either a compiler or an interpreter. And those two differences are like the more you dig into them, the like you find a lot more details. So that was just the idea of the introduction to Python. I don't know if anyone has any questions for me. You can stop me at any point. You can unmute yourself and talk. This is just a revision. There's nothing to it. So I expect more questions than me talking. The more questions, the better. Any questions?
So this Theophilus.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
during I was going through, I became somewhat confused at a point, like assigning value to, how do I say, assigning them,
Variable.
yeah, but will print the same the same outcome, but you get the same outcome. Like you assign value to, maybe name is Ama and
Mm-hmm.
another name is Kofi, but you
Mm-hmm.
want the outcome to be Kwame. I don't know
Okay.
how. Like multiple uh, variable, but the
Mm-hmm.
outcome is the same.
Okay, so you have Ama name. Let's call this one name one. You have Ama name one, and you have Kofi name two. So what do you want your outcome to be? Theophilus, can you help me? Like, still there?
Yeah, I'm there. So I want my outcome to be, let's say, Kwame.
Okay, Kwame. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like, how do you intend to get Kwame from Ama and Kofi?
That's my difficulty. I don't know whether it's
Mm,
allowed. I don't know whether that one is also allowed. That was what I was thinking about when I was doing. I was thinking that, but if it can be allowed, that's what I'm
okay.
asking.
If it's allowed, then there has to be a logic behind it, right? It's kind of like
Yeah.
you have one,
Mm-hmm.
x equal one, y equal two,
Mm-hmm.
but you y equal two, but you
Mm-hmm.
want some form of arithmetic or some sort of logic that will
Okay.
bring z equal Kelmit.
Yeah.
You see that doesn't really make sense, right? Like
Okay.
there is like, see, in programming, remember that the whole thing here we're trying to do is that
Mm-hmm.
we have at this point all we have is syntax. Okay,
All right.
so
All right.
now the question you're asking me is more of a semantic question. It's like I give you tools
Okay.
and then you say I want to take an orange and a lemonade and I want to make a car out of it. It's like,
Okay. Okay.
like you have to not respect physics for that to happen,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. So for that to happen, it's kind of like it's like the way programming works is like physics per se. So I gave you that.
Okay.
Okay, if you while you're on Earth, if you put something up like this and you leave it fall and you leave it, it's going to fall
Mm.
down. So
Okay.
now the question is now, okay, what can you do with that knowledge you have? You can say maybe
Mm.
I'm going to create a roller coaster, or now it makes sense because the roller coaster works on the principle of gravity, right? That if something is
Yeah.
up there, it can fall down. Okay,
Mm.
or that
Mm.
maybe you also need to spend some energy for it to go up there. But there are principles by which that happens, right? In the
Okay.
same way, what we have done is that we have name one and name two. What we can say is that we can say name one. So you can say Ama plus coffee is equal to
Mhm.
maybe Ama coffee, or like
Okay.
so that like that one is physically possible. It's possible. You can
Okay.
say name one plus, let me say, space plus name two. So this now we're following the mathematical principle, or we're following. So the principle here is like maths or string concatenation. Okay,
Okay.
so so
Mm.
we have syntax, which is now like what is possible and what is not possible. So here we cannot say minus. We cannot say name minus space
Mm.
because this
Mm.
now the computer cannot understand it, right? So this is a
Mm.
syntax error. So, but this
Okay.
violates the syntax. If I run this,
Mm.
I get an error.
Error.
Yeah. So in
Mm.
strings you can do this, but you cannot do this.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the whole idea is that you have tools, you have fundamentals, and then you can
Mm.
now use the tools you have now to build anything. You can say I know that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and maybe the
Mm.
square root of 0 is not, or the square root of negative number is not possible. How can I use it to create Pythagoras theorem? Like you can do
Mhm.
anything you want, but
Okay.
it goes down to the basics. The basics must not be violated.
Okay.
Yeah, that,
All
that's
right.
that's a, that's a, that's a great question. Thank you very much for sharing that.
All right.
Okay. Does anybody have any interesting questions like these ones? This is what I wanted us to talk about. Questions like these ones. So, does anyone have any other questions? Do we proceed? Should we proceed to the next? Should I continue giving an overview? I don't want this to be boring.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
You,
I can I proceed or
yeah. You can proceed.
give?
You can proceed.
All right. I really do not. I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so that's why I want you guys to participate with me. All right. So I'm going to continue with comments because we're done with the first program. So comments are kind of like normally when you're writing code, you're communicating to the compiler. Okay, you're communicating to the computer to what is going to like when you tell the computer something, you expect it to do something right. But the truth is that when you write code, your code is meant for two people. One is meant for the computer, and two is meant for fellow programmers. Okay, like many people are going to read your code and they need to understand everything you do. So like your code can be self-explanatory. So your code can be so good, so clear that when I look at it, it makes sense. But sometimes it's not, everything is not so clear. You need comments. You need a comment. Like a comment is like, it's a comment. So we need a way to write comments in code. And a comment is an instruction to the computer that this is not meant for you. Like this is not meant for you to read. This is meant for somebody else, a fellow human being like me to understand. So when a computer sees the comment, it skips it because it knows that it's not part of the code it is supposed to process. So in Python, there are two types of comments. There's a single line comment, which is just a hashtag, and then you write whatever you want to write here, like on a single line. And then we have the multi-line comment, which is also called the doc string. It's because you can write it in so many lines. You can write a paragraph. So you can also write multi-line comments like this if you want to, but we have this. It's called the doc string. Okay, you can write it's called a doc string because it's also used to write documentation. So documentation is like you're trying to document your code, right? To explain to other people what the code's all about, how to use it, uh, it blah blah blah. Yeah, no, they say yada yada yada. Okay, I'm not a movie guy. All right, so documentation, you use this. So that's all about comments, actually. That's all about comments. Any questions before I move to the next thing? Because we ended here, which means this meeting is going to be over soon if you don't have questions for me. Because I'm sure you guys are watching Mixi Choco. Mixi
So
Choco. Yeah.
I was the other one also, I was going through it and I learned you can comment an error out. Not
Yes.
necessarily going to delete the error, but you can comment it out by putting hashtag at the beginning of it, so that it will be more
yeah.
simpler than going through to delete everything.
Oh yes. Not that's an interesting point you're bringing up, and thank you for that. It's not necessarily that you're commenting out an error. What you're doing is that sometimes you write code that you don't need at the moment, or that's going to be a problem for you, but you want to remember it later on. So a comment is just telling the compiler that forget about this. Like this is for me. I'm going to deal with this later. Yeah. So that's what the comment is, and sometimes it helps you with errors. Like if you have a program that if you're writing a script that is giving you errors, and you want to change your mind and do something else, but you don't want to lose that, you can comment it out so that you still have it there, but the compiler doesn't run it. So you can come later on and fix it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for contributing. All right. So Python variables. So Python a variable is just a container. I should have asked you. Oh, all right. Somebody tell me the types of variables we have, the data types we have. Who remembers? Does anyone remember? We have Felix on the call. We have Rosalia. We have Claire. We have Ibrahim. We have Gideon, and we have Ransford. Someone tell me the types of variables we have. You can unmute yourself, or if you are in a noisy environment, you can type. Or if you hate your voice, like me, you can type.
So I don't know whether I'm wrong. I'm just so the
Oh,
variables, that type of variables, we have the string, we have the float, and the
yes,
integer. Where the
yes.
integer talks about numbers, numeric, and the string is the text, and the floating one is the character, the symbols and all those things. Or
Yeah, you got most of them right. Thank you very
yeah,
much.
most of
You
them. All
missed,
right, all right.
yeah, the floating point number is you didn't get it right, but that's okay. I think Rosalia suggested another one. Booleans. Booleans is true or false, right? And then floating point numbers. Floating points are like numbers, decimals. So integers are numbers, 1, 2, 3. But Booleans are 1.0, 1.2. Ibrahim, yes. You raised your
I,
hand.
I just wanted to add about the variables. We have
Yeah.
list. You mentioned about
Mm-hmm.
list.
Mm-hmm.
I think also you mentioned about set for nouns, right?
Sets. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I had those two.
All right. No, that's great. We didn't actually talk about them, but it shows that you did your research, which is nice. Those are kind of like we call them advanced. They're not really advanced, but they are, let me say, non-primitive. So we have, first of all, there are different kinds of variables. There's a category called primitive variables, which are like the basics, the fundamentals, right? We have a number, so we can be an integer, it could be a floating point. We have a character, which is like A, B, C, Z. We have a string, which is a collection of characters. A string is a collection of characters, right? Name, Kelmith is a string, it's a collection of characters, Kelmith. So we have numbers, booleans. Then now we have, let me see, user. They're not user defined. They are more like advanced. Let's call them advanced, for lack of a better word. Let's call them advanced uh, types, where we have list. A list is like an array. It's like you can have a list of names: Kelmit, Claire, Ipad, Rosalia, Theophilus, Felix, Gideon, Ibrahim. That's a list of names. You can have them in one variable. Okay. So that's a list. You can have a list of names, you can have a list of booleans, you can have a list of floating point numbers. So a list of the averages in your classroom is a list of floating point numbers, right? So that's a list. And then we can have sets. A set is like you have in maths. It's a list or it's a container of elements, but only one can exist at a time. Every element must be unique. So if Kelmit is in a set, there has to be only one Kelmit, no other Kelmit. So like for example, here we have two Asantes. So this cannot be a set. We have Rosalia Asante and we have Felix Asante. So you see, because let me see, if we were to collect single names, say the last name, you see, because we have Rosalia and we have Felix, and they have the same last names, it's not possible, like they will simplify into one. So if we are collecting last names here, how many of us are on the call? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll have only 7 people, even though we're 8 of us. Okay, because every name must be unique. Does that make sense? Is it making sense? All right, Ibrahim confirmed. Okay, Rosalia confirmed as well. Felix, what about you? Gideon, Claire, am I boring you guys already? All right, Felix is a W. All right, okay, we'll proceed. And then we also have another one called the dictionary. That's another type. It's another advanced type. A dictionary is like it's a dictionary. You have key value pairs. So the key is like the word, and then the value is the definition of the word. Okay, so that's a dictionary. So if you have, say, a registry, and you have to like log everybody, so there's a unique key that identifies or that unlocks the value. So in a dictionary, you can have like banana, meaning of banana. What you know you have you have the key, which is the name or the word, and then you have the definition, which is the value, and that's called a dictionary. Those are advanced types, and there are many more. There's so many more. You can have there are like sorted lists, unsorted, but those are, you can have hash sets. You can have, like, there's so many. Yeah, but that's advanced. The more you go ahead, you're going to find out all of them. And another thing about variables is that they have a size. Every like there's a The size is like how much space in memory is this variable allowed to contain. So for variables like lists or strings, you see that they have much more memory footprint compared to a character, a number, or like a boolean, right? If it makes sense. because a list is correction. It's a collection of like so many different primitive data types, and a string is a collection of characters. So it has to be longer, or it needs more memory, right? So you can look at the numbers online. You can see um, size of data types in Python, and then you have something like this. Voila. So we have integers to be 28 bytes. I didn't know that. On a 64-bit system, you have floating points to be 24 bytes. Oh, smaller than I didn't know. So you have strings have their own, booleans they have their own. Then you have list. You have tuples. A tuple is like how do you put a tuple? A tuple is like a list. It's like a list and a set. No, it's like a list, but it's fixed. A list is dynamic. You can change the size of a list, but a tuple is fixed. A tuple is given. See, these are okay. They call them composite data types. So we have built-in or primitive. You can change this to primitive data types: int, float, string, and boolean. Then you have composite: list, tuple, set, dictionaries. Make sense? No questions? I think I should
Please,
wrap
can you
this up.
explain the tuple again?
Oh, all right. Oh, no, sorry, please. Thank you. A tuple is like a list, but you don't have to limit the size. So in a list, for example, you can always add something to it. You can always so it's kind of like the difference between a list and tuple is what we call mutability. I'll spell it here. Mutable. Mutable means you are able to change something. You are able to alter it. You're able to change, like in a list you can have a list of size 10, then as you go down you change it to a list of size, I don't know, you can change it to a list of size 12, 15 if you want to. But in a tuple, if you define a tuple of size 10, it's always going to be 10 till it dies. Die means at the end of the program. Okay, so one is mutable. A list is mutable, can be mutated. Genetic mutation, right? I'm not a biology student, but I'm sure you guys understand what I mean. Does it matter what I am? No. In fact, mutation just means change. Immutable means cannot be changed. So I think if I am not forgetting how it is done, we can say list of names. I hope I'm doing this right. Is equal to name. Let's just call this list. Let's just call this name list. Sorry, name one, name two. So this is a list. This is a list of names. Okay, and then this is a tuple of names. Tuple of names. I don't know if I can do this. Tuple. Can I do this? Ah, apparently I can. Now we'll find out if it works. When I'll run compile, we'll see if it works. Name 2. Print list of names. If you don't understand anything, these are complex things. I probably did not teach this last Sunday, so oh, okay, awesome. So it worked. So this is a list, and I defined them with the types. You don't need to put this. These are just like, it's just me trying to be like extra careful. So this is a list of names. You can say list of names, and then you can say tuple of names. So here, let me show you what I can do. Right after doing list of names here, I can come to list of names here, list of names, the same variable, and I say push, and I say Gideon. So look at what's going to happen. Oops. Apparently it doesn't work. Let me see. Add. Is it add? Let's find out. List methods in Python. This is what we do in programming. Okay, append. Voila. Voila. I'm going to show you like I like the fact that it didn't work. Okay, I'm going to show you now what it means. So let's say tuple methods in Python. Okay, so in Python, if I have a list, these are the different methods I can use on that list. I can append. Append means I add something to the end of the list. Extend means I have two lists and then I can join them together. Insert means I can put something in the list at a particular position. Remove, can remove something. Pop, I can remove the last one. Pop means remove the last element from the list. Clear, remove the entire list. Index, to get something from a particular point in the list, like position 1, position 0. Because in every programming languages, in every programming language, it always starts from 0. Then you can have sort, you can have count, reverse, copy. All of these are methods that I can use on a list. So I can come here and I see something like instead of add and append, I'm supposed to have append, and it's going to add Gideon to the end of a list. But for tuples, I cannot have, there's no way for me to append because the tuple is fixed. So this is fixed, this is fixed size, and then this is dynamic size. Spell dynamic? Yep, I think so. So this is dynamic size. So one is fixed, one is dynamic. So if you come here to tuple methods, you're going to have count, index. That's all. While tuples do not support methods for modification like append or remove, they support common sequence operations. So you cannot change something in a tuple. I cannot change. See, in this list, I can remove the first name, I can remove the second name, I can add a third name like I just did here. But for tuples, this is fixed. This is like I cannot change it. It's given. So like a place where a tuple has to be used is a place where you already know something beforehand. So if I'm registering people in a classroom and I say I am not going to add anybody after that in that classroom, I can use a tuple to register people that I'm going to add to that classroom. But if I can say it's like this bootcamp, for example, the list of students that are in the bootcamp is fixed. So we're going to use a tuple to save everybody, the names. But if we want to say join a call, the people that are in the call, for example, they can change. One person can leave when they want to, they can join when they want to. So we have a list because the size is not fixed. So this is fixed size, or you can say immutable or disputable. Then you can say mutable. And then mutability means you can change so many things about it. You have all these methods. You can insert, you can pop, you can clear, you can count, you can sort, you can reverse. Let's do reverse. Let's do reverse. So I'm going to append and I'm going to reverse. I'm going to say, let me do it here so you guys can see something. Reverse. I think it should be like this. Let's see. Failed. All right. So that didn't work. Let me see. List of names dot reverse. All right. So good. So I had name 1 is Amma, name 2 is Coffee, and then name 3, which I added at the end, is Gideon. But then I reversed it. So Gideon comes first now, Coffee is second. So at first it was this. This is what happens. In the list I had Amma, then here I had Coffee. And then now I appended Gideon at the end. But then I said reverse. So here I said reverse. What happened? Now I have Gideon, Coffee, and making sense. And even after this, I can create another list. Let me say list 2 is equal to, I'm going to add Kwame in the next list, and then I'm going to say list of names is equal to list of names dot extend list 2. So extending means I'm combining two lists. If I run this now and I print list of names, what happens? Oh, Uh-oh. Clear the whole thing. All right. Let's do this. I think it shouldn't be like that. Let's do this. All right, there's it. So what happened? I created Ama. I created coffee. I think it's supposed to be, it's not coffee, it's coffee. I created Ama, created coffee. I added them into a list. Okay. Then I appended Gideon at the end of the list. So I have Ama, coffee, Gideon. Then I reversed them. So now the new order is going to be, this is reversed. I have Gideon, coffee, Ama. Then what do I do next? I add Kwame at the end. That's why you have this now. But I cannot do any of that to tuple. Tuple is just dead. Nothing. That's all. There's no way I can do any of this to it. If I try doing anything to mutate it, it's an error. The only thing I can do to a tuple is that I can say print uh, first name. I can only say tuple of names and I get the first name. I think it should be something like this. I hope I'm not mistaken. I am mistaken. So how do we get a tuple of names? Concatenation, repetition, length, membership, slicing. Let's see. I don't know. It's been a while since honestly, it's been a while since I have practiced Python. I don't write Python much. So most of these concepts, they flee my mind. All right. So I can get the first name by indexing it. It's called indexing. Indexing means you're trying to get something. And this is something that's very important in Python. In Python, when you have a list or a tuple, or when you have any array or any collection, that's how you call it. In fact, not only Python, in programming, you always start counting from 0. You never start counting from 1. So if I ask you where the position of, say, Gideon is in the list, it's not 1, it's 0. If position 1 is coffee, not Gideon. Okay, so if I want to access the name Ama from the list, I have to say print this should be Ama. Is it? Then we print Ama. So list of names. What position should I add here? Somebody give me the position. We have Ama to be in what position here? Like what number should I put here so that I can have Ama printed? If you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Let's see. I think I'm talking alone.
Oh, so it will be 3. Oh.
Okay. Theophilus says it's going to be 3.
Please,
Who
it will be
thinks?
2.
I think
All right,
it should be 1.
Okay. Ibrahim thinks it's going to be 1. Ibrahim, let me see. Let's vote. We're going to elections. Ibrahim says 1. Theophilus say Theo 3. Rosalia says 2. Who says what? James Bond 0037. What do you say? Gideon, what do you say? Claire, what do you say? Felix. Is Felix still alive? Felix has been silent. Pim. Okay. All right. He's alive. Okay. Nobody else is saying anything. So let's see what Ibrahim, if Ibrahim is correct. Ibrahim, let's run your test. This should be Ama. It is coffee. So Ibrahim, this is 1, which means Theo, it means you got it wrong too, right? Because 3 is going to be something else. 3 is going to be Kwame. Because remember, we said we start counting from 0. This is Gideon is 0, coffee is 1, Ama
Yeah.
is 2, and
Yeah.
Kwame is 3. So
Yeah.
Rosalia got it right.
Yeah.
So this is to, yeah, W to Rosalia. All right. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. So who brought this up? I think it was yeah, Gideon that brought it up. Lists, tuples, and stuff. I should have skipped it. It's good that you guys brought it up. So that's variables, and then we are going to go. What time is it? 1:30. Oh, 3 minutes left. So that's pretty much it, right? I've done the rest is just it's easy stuff. The rest is excuse me, is input, and then we have Python operators, which is just plus minus, multiplication, division, floor division, modulo, and bar exponentials. Yes, Ibrahim, unmute yourself, brother.
Okay, thank you very much for this explanation, but I'm still wondering the difference between a list and a tuple. Tuple, right?
Oh, yeah, a
Yeah,
tuple.
tuple,
All
okay.
right.
Tuple and
I'm
list,
going.
they are different.
I'm going. Okay. I'm going to let someone try to put it in their own words, as a to test if you guys understood, or like who wants to attempt answering? Who wants to try? I think Theophilus and Rosalia. Yeah, Rosalia, yes, please unmute yourself. And Ibrahim, you can unmute yourself too and have a conversation. Okay, you can ask questions directly to Rosalia as we're talking. Rosalia, yeah, the floor is yours.
Okay, please, according to what you told us, you're like the tuple is fixed, like it's fixed, it's closed. You can't add anything else to it. If you do so, it wouldn't work. But with the list, you can add to it and then it will work. So the list is dynamic. Yes, it changes, but the tuple is fixed. It cannot be changed. Yes.
Exactly.
So if I understand, as well as you put tuple, you should stop adding nouns, or yeah, you should stop adding nouns, as well as you put tuple. That must be the last thing you should put. Or
What do you think, Rosalia?
Yes, I didn't get a question.
I think if I got him right, he was asking like, so when you define a tuple, it is done like you can no longer alter it.
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So that's your answer. Does it answer your question, Ibrahim?
yes, yeah. If it, yeah, for sure, I feel comfortable because I've noticed that tuple is the yeah, is through the second part. We put list first, and at the end we put tuple. Yeah, it's
Mm.
comfort.
It doesn't really matter where we put tuples. Like we can put it even right here, the beginning here. But the point we're trying to get to is that what you have at definition, when you define a tuple, you can no longer alter it. You can change within your program, you can change the contents of a list, but you cannot change the contents of, you cannot change the, like when I say the contents, you have to be careful. You can change what is within, but you cannot change the meta structure. So I have two tuples here. Okay, I have a name one, I have name one and name two. I cannot add name three at any point. I cannot remove name one or remove name two. Okay, but with a list, oh sorry, that's for tuples. But with a list, I can do that. I can add a new name. I can reverse the order of the list, and I can even add another name again. Sorry, I can even take another list and join it to the first list so that I take two lists and combine to one. But with tuples, it's not possible. With tuples, if you have a tuple like this one, this is how it's going to be till the end of the program. So you're going to have just two names in it. You cannot change them. You can access them. You can get information from the tuples, but you cannot change the nature of the tuple.
Okay, great. So if I understand, lists are composed with nouns, right? Now, what is a tuple? Because yeah, I'm getting confused.
A tuple is like a list, but you cannot change it. but a list is a changeable list, it's a dynamic list. So you can say a tuple is an immutable list. Okay, it's like imagine you have a classroom. Okay, if you have a classroom and then you can have new students in the classroom within the course of the program, within the course of the academic year, then your classroom is a list. But if you have a classroom that is fixed, nobody can come out, nobody can leave till the program is so you're not allowed to leave, you're not allowed to nobody's allowed to join. It means you're in the tuple.
Thank you. Thank you. It's clear now.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
as well, Roselia.
Thanks to Rosalia too. So I think we
Yeah.
have run out of time. Yeah. All right. We have run out of time, but if there are any questions, I'm open to answering them. And we have actually touched some interesting things today. So if there's no question, then I think is Maxwell still here with us?
Yes, definitely. I'm still here.
Oh, all right. So any any closing words for us or any questions? What do we do next?
Well, thank you. I mean, I think we've had an interesting day.
Okay.
Since if we don't have any further questions, then we'll close it today and then wait for Sunday when we have the main class. Yeah,
Which is
I mean,
tomorrow.
I couldn't. Yes,
Tomorrow, right?
it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday here. I don't know about where you are.
Oh, yeah.
Um.
I'm already on Saturday. It's
Ah.
Saturday here already.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Before
So
going, I
far
have
though.
a question, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
My question is, yesterday I was working on those examples through the lessons that you sent us to go through. Uh, I started to write a Python program, but they shown me an indentation error. Now,
Mm.
how to avoid them? Are they really useful in Python programming, or it's not compulsory to indent at any time? Because last time it was that problem that I faced.
Mm.
That was my question.
Okay, lovely. These are the questions I was expecting from the beginning. An indentation error is like is specific to Python. Okay, it's kind of like in other programming languages, there's what we call a language scope. Not a language scope, but there's a scope, and the scope is like the the area within your or the block within your programming within the context of your program where something is valid. Okay, so in Python, like in other programming languages, to define a block or like a block of code, right? You normally use uh, brackets like this one. You normally use this. So if I do this and I write code inside here, that code is only going to be valid inside here. If I go out here, it's no longer valid. Okay, so we scope our program. But in Python, the way we scope a program is by indenting. So if I do this, I would have told you guys indentation when we get to probably we'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow. We're going to see it around here, around these three blocks here, particularly here. We're going to see indentation. But an indentation is like when you like if you give space, if I do this before this list and I run it, I'm going to have an indentation error. You see, right? So it means that you give space where you shouldn't have. Tomorrow we're going to see how to use indentation in your Python program. Sorry, I keep saying tomorrow. On Sunday, we're going to see how you use indentation. But if you have an error like that one, you should check these lines. You know, it's highly probable that you are giving space where you should not. Or if maybe you need space somewhere, say I have say a function definition, say I want to define add, and I need x int and I need y int, then if in this function I need to give space, this indentation here. So I need to return x plus y. Don't bother to on Sunday you're going to see what this means. But if I define a function like this one and then I lose indentation, I'm going to have an error. Okay. But most likely, if you are not using functions, then the mistake you must be making is that you are having a space where you should not have one. Okay, just check your lines. You're going to see that there's a space somewhere where it shouldn't be.
Okay, thank
So
you. Yeah.
it's important. We're going to see it on Sunday, but you should do more research. Just go to ChatGPT, okay? Like if you have an error, copy it and go to ChatGPT and understand it. It's totally fine. Like if you notice, there are things I don't remember. In programming, you don't need to. It's not like it's a terrible idea to keep things in your head. You go and search for it all the time. If you look at my laptop here, you see like I have so many search bars open. You know, the other one is even right in front of me. Let me show you guys. I have so much stuff open all the time. I'm searching through like different things, to understand. Yeah, like you don't have to remember anything, not anything, but you have to remember the basics at least, and then you search your way through the rest. So yeah, that's it. Any questions? Any more questions? Alrighty, all right. Thank you, Ibrahim. So I think that spells the end of our today's session, right? Maxwell, you're muted. You're muted. Sorry.
Sorry.
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
So I was saying, I think you have Ernest here, or I don't know whether Samuel from Tech Drive, if he has.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. It's Ernest. Ernest.
Mhm.
I joined in late. Sorry for that. I was having a meeting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. No
Tell me
worries.
it's
Mhm.
Yo, Oga, salute.
Okay.
Namaste. All right.
So
Master by here.
since we don't have much to say, then I thought you have a message for us, but since we don't have much, then we will.
Oh no, please.
Okay, sure. We will end here and meet on Sunday at 4 p.m. GMT. That's 16 o'clock GMT. So if you're in Ghana, 16 o'clock GMT. Ibrahim, I guess you are in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Ibrahima, sorry.
Yes, I am in Germany.
Okay. So your time will be 5 o'clock in Germany. In Ghana, it will be 4 p.m. in Germany. It will be 4 p.m. in Ghana. Sorry, this time. It's crazy. All right. So that's
Yeah,
that
for Sunday or for today?
for Sunday. Sunday.
Okay, 5 p.m.
Yes, 5 p.m. in Germany. That's the European time.
No problem. No problem.
And Ghana will be
I'm
4
really
p.m.
excited for this program and thank you very much for everything that you are doing for all young people around the world at large because this program is very useful and interesting. Once I saw it in the group, I said, no, this is the right moment to do it. And thank you very much. Yeah, I'm still grateful and I'll never forget. Inshallah, we'll be together. I'll be even joining you. Once I master everything, yeah, I will help you a lot to achieve, yeah, to impact large people. So thank you very much and never give up. Also, it's not easy to help people because yeah, human beings are like this. You can do all your best thinking that you are doing the right thing, and other people don't think the same. So don't be discouraged and go till the end. Yeah, God is with you. Everything that you are doing. Yeah, some people might be grateful, but don't forget some also want. Never. So thank you for everything you are doing, and I'm still grateful. I'll even bring many of my friends to this program so that they can learn better and continue impacting young people. Young people. So thank you. Not
All
to
right.
take too much time.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim.
We'll have another moment to say a lot again.
All right, sure. Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Paye and Ernest. So I'll see you on Sunday. Until then, have a very good night and good morning, wherever you are.